So lately I've been looking for a new family car. Nothing urgent. Not like my current one's breaking down on me. But I think the time's coming. And I'm not replacing this car, by the way. The Camaro stays. Family car I'm replacing is my old 2010 Toyota Highlander. And I'm a little sad because that Highlander has been fantastic. It's hauled kids, family members, groceries, furniture. It's been amazing. But it's getting to that age where every repair needs another repair, you know? You fix one thing and the car's like, excellent. While you're doing that, I broke something else. So it becomes like a whack-a-mole situation. You smack one problem down and then another one appears 3 weeks later. Or it's like an unappreciative lover who takes your efforts for granted. So I've started looking around, and while doing that, YouTube started feeding me all these videos about how car prices have gone completely insane. And that's what I want to talk about today. Now, don't get me wrong, some car prices are absolutely insane. But the more of these videos I watch, the more I realize that I only partly agree with what they're saying. In a lot of these videos, people are talking about like $80,000 SUVs or $90,000 trucks, sometimes $100,000 for like a family vehicle. And then they're acting shocked when the monthly payments look like second mortgages. I mean, firstly, yeah, what did you expect? What would you think was gonna happen? You bought a vehicle that cost more than some people paid for their entire house like 40 years ago. Of course the payment is ridiculous. I've heard people complain about $1,500 monthly payments or $2,000 payments. That's rent, man. What are you doing? Trucks are expensive, large SUVs are expensive, luxury vehicles are expensive. That's just how it is. Having said that though, a lot of the videos make it seem like there are no other options except $80,000 trucks. Man, come on. Oh, if I can't afford a GMC Sierra 1500 Denali, that means the car market is out of control. Are you sure it's the market, or is something else the problem? Because while researching family cars over the past couple of weeks, I kept finding some pretty reasonable options, guys. One vehicle that caught my attention was the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. It has all-wheel drive, 5 seats, decent cargo room, 10-year warranty, and starts around 30 grand Canadian. 30,000. Now, is that cheap? No. Would I prefer 20,000? Absolutely. But I'll also prefer if gas costs 50 cents a liter. $30,000 for a brand new all-wheel drive compact SUV doesn't strike me as outrageous. And there's another option too. It was the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Now we're talking low 40s. So I think it was about 41,000 Canadian. It's definitely more money, but the car is bigger, it's a hybrid, and it's a Toyota. Did I expect it to cost the same as the Mitsubishi? No, of course not. That's like if I walk into a restaurant and I ask why a steak costs the same as a salad. Price differences exist for a reason, right? And that's where I start to lose sympathy for those people who make these complaints in these videos. Because sometimes people say that car prices are ridiculous when it just seems like what they mean is that specific car I want is expensive. That's not the same thing. Man, sometimes you go for a drive and, you want to kind of relax, right? You want it to be almost like a meditative session where you kind of calm down and, you're just sitting here with your thoughts and enjoying the road. But sometimes you're like, there's like, traffic is shit. Red lights all the time. Like, look at this guy. He just ran a red light. I should have done that. Yeah, red lights, traffic is shit. And you're like, why the hell did I even go out? It did not relieve any stress. Is there just more cars on the road? Is that the problem? Is Canada's population just blowing up, going out of control? Oh, that's a topic I'd love to talk about. Oh, the Evo. I love that. 90s Evos. Okay. This is just my own personal thing. If I were to own a 90s JDM, it would be an Evo. You can still buy a reasonably priced transportation. You just might not be able to buy the exact vehicle that you have imagined yourself driving. And then you say, well, $30,000 or $40,000 is just too much for a car. Well, okay, buy a sedan. Seriously. Not every household needs an SUV. You can still buy Corollas, Elantras, Sentras. Those are real options, guys. Oh, you don't like sedans. How unfortunate. And if your complaint is that you can't buy a brand new car for under 20 grand anymore, well then yeah, that's true. But that ship sailed a long time ago. And it is unfortunate, right? It's expensive now. But so are grocery prices, house prices, frickin' fast food prices. Everything is more expensive. You think cars escape that reality? What confuses me is when people insist on shopping for the largest vehicle imaginable and then act surprised by the price tag. You wanted a giant truck, 8-passenger SUV. You wanted the luxury trim of those with the sunroof, heated seats, the cooled seats, giant touch screen, and huge cargo space. And you're upset that it cost you money? What exactly was your plan? And why are so many people buying these cars anyway? Like these giant 8-seat SUVs, I see them all the time on the street. And I glance inside, and it's like one kid and a mom. Sometimes 0 kids. And the trucks are even funnier. You pull up beside an F-150 with massive tires and a lift kit, but the owner is like an accountant. At this point, it's not about necessity. This is a lifestyle purchase. That's right. Which is fine. Buy whatever you want. But just know that you're spending for a preference. Like if I walk into a BMW dealership and claim that the M4 is overpriced because I really want one. nobody will take me seriously and say, I mean, they're gonna say that's a luxury purchase. Yeah, purchase. That's why you're gonna pay that price. And yeah, that makes sense. And these SUVs, these trucks, that's what they have become, luxury purchases. The only difference is, for some reason, we think that they're not luxury, that they're a necessity. Oh, I need an 8-seater because I got a kid on the way. Do you really need an 8-seater for that? And sometimes they're practical, that's true. But I think most of the time, they're just vanity, man. And vanity costs extra. I don't know why. But I love 90s Mitsubishi, especially the Evos. Eclipses too, but more so the Evos. I just love like their size. I love how compact they are, and then yet like the capabilities that they have.